Anime tower defense games. You love them. Why else would you be watching this video? We have had an abundance of anime tower defense games come out over the last couple years. Some bad, some good, and some perfectly mid. And today I'm going to be ranking these games, and not just ranking them as is. I'm ranking these games based on their primes. How they were in their prime, or at least how I feel was their prime. So how's this going to work? Well, I'm going to be giving a brief history of the games, and then giving my own personal experience on how I felt playing this game in its prime, and then at the end of the video I'm going to be ranking them based on how much I enjoyed them in their prime. So without further ado, my name is Ka. If you're interested in this video, I hope you enjoy. Remember to leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and let's just get started. So it would feel wrong if the first game we didn't cover was All-Star Tower Defense, the grandfather of anime tower defense games, the one that started it all. When this game came out, it was like a breath of fresh air on the Roblox platform. I love anime and I love tower defense games such as like Bloons or Kingdom Rush. Shout out to anyone who knows that game. I instantly fell in love with what All-Star Tower Defense was. Not to mention, at the time, its graphics were ahead of a lot of Roblox games, so it was even more desirable for me to play. ASTD in its prime was like the most fun I'd ever had on the Roblox platform. The idea of collecting my favorite anime characters, leveling them up, grinding endlessly to evolve them to make them even stronger was just the best feeling ever. Not to mention the ability to give them orbs, like Frieza and getting his orb, or Mugetsu Ichigo giving him his dark spiritual orb that literally made him the best slow unit in the game. It was just so fun. ASCD Prime was just so revolutionary for the Roblox platform in my opinion. Sadly though, All-Star Tower Defense started to make not so great decisions regarding how the game works. Paired with inconsistent updates and overall gameplay issues, ASCD kind of slowly started to fall down in popularity, plus the fact that a new competition had started to appear on the horizon. Anime Adventures. I don't think there's a single person that's watching this video that doesn't know what Anime Adventures is. I will never forget the hype surrounding this game's release. All it took for me to get hooked on this idea of a new anime tower defense game was watching a video by the YouTuber Noclipso where he was playing Anime Adventures early access, and it looked insane. It was 10 times better graphics than All-Star Tower Defense. It looked way more polished. The lobby was so different and inspiring at the time. Everything just felt really unique about this new anime tower defense game. Anime Adventures was clearly shaping up to become the best anime tower defense game on Roblox.
Yo, I have bear money, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, they just blessed us. Yo. Nah, that looks too sick. That looks too sick. Nah, we got to see that one more time. Bro.
Look at that cone as well, bro. 23 rings.
Nah, that Susanoo is crazy. That Susanoo looks really good.
Nah.
Anime Adventures was instantly a hit for me. I fell in love with the game and sunk thousands of hours into it over the course of a couple years. It brought fresh and exciting content into the genre while also giving out constant updates that were all really good and also felt really interesting and unique to play. It also introduced the trait rerolling system that now every single anime tower defense game has, and that feeling of getting your first unique on a unit was like unmatched. It was crazy. Anime Adventures revolutionized the genre just as All-Star Tower Defense had done previously. It was only looking brighter for the future of Anime Adventures until that fateful Christmas Eve where everyone found out AA would be shut down indefinitely. With AA being shut down, obviously there was a huge open market. All Roblox developers were like, yo, we gotta make a new tower defense game right now to capitalize off this tens of thousands of players who need a game to play. So here comes Anime Last Stand. Now this game's kind of different to talk about because I believe that this game's prime is how it is currently. So let's talk about how it started, and then we're gonna talk about how it is now. When this game first came out, it was a big success, but only for a little bit. With old Anime Adventures players really wanting something to play after AA getting shut down, they all flocked to ALS hoping to get that feeling that they got from AA. But honestly, in my opinion, it was a letdown. It wasn't as polished, the graphics weren't as good, the gameplay wasn't as fun, the lobby was just boring and uninspiring. Not to mention it was heavily monetized and honestly just felt like a quick cash grab. Despite all that, ALS stayed active for a little while until a little controversy happened between the ownership of the game, which led to it ultimately losing more players. And ALS seemed like it was just gonna fail, like it was a failed game and it was never going to reach popularity that Anime Adventures had, until the current owner, Brandon, also known as the boss, came in and bought the game and slowly but surely started to rebuild the game, constantly putting out updates, some being bad, some being good, and eventually he turned it into what it is today, a very free-to-play, friendly game with tons of content and a lot of painful but rewarding grinding. Now, I've probably played ALS the least out of all the games on this list, but I can say for certain I respect how far it's come in terms of its quality and overall free-to-play and quality of life features, and I can safely say that right now it is one of the best anime tower defense games on the platform. There's a reason why after over a year of development, it's still here today and still holds a very respectable player count every day. Now, the final game I want to talk about is obviously Anime Vanguards, the biggest anime tower defense game on the platform right now. When this game was first announced, it seemed like we were finally going to get our beloved Anime Adventures again. It looks so perfect on the outside, better quality than Anime Adventures, more free-to-play features, new and refreshing ideas and mechanics. It seemed like Vanguards was ready to be the Anime Adventures 2 that everyone wanted. On release, Anime Vanguards exploded in popularity, I believe peaking at over 250,000 players, which was insane numbers for any Roblox game at the time, not to mention any tower defense games. The hype was insane. I love this game on release, I'm not gonna lie. They had really cool mechanics, their Paragon game mode was really a cool idea, and I was so excited to see what the future of this game could look like. Sadly though, the devs just weren't as locked in as everyone wanted them to be. They released what felt like a half-baked update after a half-baked update, all always being full of bugs, some updates even being unplayable for a little bit until they fixed said bugs. The game slowly lost players because of these issues, paired with the long update times. It just felt like Anime Vanguards was overhyped. I stuck with the game as long as I could until obviously Anime Adventures announced its return 1 year later on Christmas Eve. Anime Adventures return killed off all of the tower defense games for like a month. Vanguards dropped to like 1,000 concurrent players, and honestly it wasn't looking good for them. The community didn't really like them for having delayed and buggy updates, plus they didn't really listen to the community or communicate with them very well, and so that all paired with Anime Adventures return, it seemed like Vanguards was done for. They were cooked. The Vanguard's devs said, hey, we ain't gonna let that happen. We're not gonna let that slide. And they didn't let that stop them. They decided to lock in and started actually making good updates, like the Saber boss event update, the 1,000-Year Blood War update, even their newest update with Dragon Ball Z. And these updates slowly started to turn around the game's reputation, and Vanguards was once again hitting 100,000 players every day. Now today, Vanguard stands as the most popular anime tower defense game on the platform, and it seems to me as if they have no plans on stopping putting out these really good quality updates. Now it's finally time for the part of the video you guys were all waiting for. It's time for my ranking out of these 4 games, looking at them in their primes, and how I felt playing all these games in their prime. My official ranking would go like this. Number 4 on my list would be Anime Last Stand. Now, I have a lot of fun playing Anime Last Stand, but I don't have the same love and connection to it as I do with the other 3 games. Nevertheless, ALS is still one of my favorite games on the platform to actually play, and it shouldn't be seen as a negative thing that I'm putting it at number 4. Number 3 for me would actually be All-Star Tower Defense. This one might piss off a lot of people because, you know, it's the OG, its prime was insane, and don't get me wrong, I will forever cherish this game in my heart because it was the most fun I ever had on Roblox. And I don't think anything will be able to top the feeling I got 3 to 4 years ago playing this game. But I still feel like I had more fun playing prime Anime Adventures and Anime Vanguards over this game. Now for the final 2, it's obviously Anime Vanguards and Anime Adventures Prime. Which is number 1 for me? Well, my number 1 spot for me is going to be, drumroll please, Anime Adventures. Yes, of course it has to go to Anime Adventures. Anime Adventures Prime was just unmatched for me. Though it has sadly fallen from grace and isn't as nearly as good as it used to be, I still feel that in its prime, it was the best anime tower defense game on the platform. Its influence on the current games like Anime Last Stand and Anime Vanguards is undeniable. Whether or not you like AA, you can't deny that without it, games like Anime Vanguards, Anime Last Stand, Anime Power Defense, Anime Reborn, all of these games you might be playing, none of them would exist without Anime Adventure's influence. So yeah, I put it as number 1. That's gonna be the video for me. It's just a short little fun video I wanted to make. Let me know how you guys would rank these games. Maybe you liked All-Star Tower Defense more. Maybe you liked ALS more. Maybe you liked Vanguards more. Who knows? Let me know what your guys' ranking would be out of these 4 games. And yeah, if you're new here, thank you for sticking to the end of the video. It really means a lot to me. Consider liking the video, subscribing, commenting, whatever. Do whatever you want. It really helps me out. And yeah, my name's Ka, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye.